All right. Sometimes there's decks that we play that we're looking to optimize them and look to ask ourselves, how can we make them as competitive as possible? And then there's other decks, like this one, decks that will eventually flesh out the meme section of the historic website, where you're just kind of trying to do the thing and enjoy yourself. And sometimes it's fun to play Magic and worry about more than just winning. Yeah, so Haphazard Bombardment here is a lot of fun. You pick 4 non-enchantment permanents when it comes into play. And at the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more permanents have counters on them from this card, you get to destroy 1 at random. So this card is a triple stone rain over the course of a few turns if you play it right. You can also blink it with Yorion to get more stone rains out of it. We've got the 4th copy here in our sideboard to fetch up with our Fae of Wishes. We've got a Jeskai control deck that's looking to kill some lands with some Haphazard Bombardments. So let's go ahead and pop on into some matches here with this one and see how it goes. Hopefully we'll get to leave some people with no more lands in play. Animated Mellow, thanks to the 34 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You want to cut Whirlwind of Thought for Omen of the Sea? Maybe. Maybe if we were playing a good deck. When actually I can bottom the Planesseer, right? Because this Triome has basic land types. Ruinous Ultimatum. We have Casualties of War, right? If I recall correctly. Yeah, we have Casualties of War. Casualties of War is similar to Ruinous Ultimatum. How dare you suggest this deck isn't good? Well, you see. We might be dead, chat. This might be the old turn 3 out of the Winota deck. I mean, they don't always have Winota. Like, if we draw a Shatter or a Clarion here, we're like super in this game. Oh, yeah, it's so rude. Well, we're not dead on board at least. Let's play this. Are Jund Dinos just not good this season? Jund Dinos is one of the many decks you can find on my website in the high potential section. One of the things that's important to know if you're not familiar with the content that I make here, the decks that I play on stream are basically in no way indicative of things I like or things I don't like. The majority of what we play here on stream is viewer-submitted deck lists. The people that support my content dictate what we play and when we play it. Ben Smith, thanks for the half year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think Jund Dinos is one of the many aggressive decks in this format. That's super reasonable. They're indicative of one thing, that what people giving me money like. Correct. Well, before this was going to be really good. Why didn't they attack with the elves? I don't know, but I'll take it. Why not Fires into Shatter? Well, they had Thalia into play, so Fires into Shatter was not a legal play. And Magic Arena doesn't allow me to make legal plays. Or it doesn't allow me to make illegal plays. And so the way this sideboard is set up, a majority of it is a wish board. We have Mystic Disputes and Vetoes that we can board in, but in the aggressive matchups, we basically just don't sideboard. We're pre-boarded for aggro, effectively. Illegal plays are Twitch chat specialty. So, part of the reason why there's no meme decks on the historic page currently was because before I categorized everything up there, my goal was to have every deck listed be somewhat competitive. And now that they're categorized by power level, I might dip back and look at some of the sweeter things we've played that might be worth adding up there, even though they weren't super competitive. So the categorizing things gives me some more flexibility. Yeah, the flare, the cycling deck, the treasure hunt deck will be a good category to put in the meme section for sure.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Yes, Thalia makes non-creature spells cost 1 under fires. It's free +1.
Only time will tell.
When at instant speed fade is surprised then, because I wasn't thinking about being able to play it at instant speed. I didn't make the good play because I missed it. I'm gonna make a note on that. That's a good suggestion for the website. Put deck tags on the deck pages. So have the deck list what the power level is on each deck page. Sounds like a good idea. I'm not sure how to do that from a technical perspective offhand, but it should hopefully not be too difficult. WordPress is pretty excellent, so I have to imagine something I can realistically do. I think I'm cycling this. Hey, thanks for taking the time to do that, Bob M. I appreciate that. Yeah, the problem is, Kent, is figuring out how to integrate it with all the other custom stuff I have set up. So, like, my site has a bunch of custom post types and a bunch of custom taxonomies, and figuring out, like, does the other things work with all that? I think I'm binning this. Sick. Oh, I shouldn't have tapped my red. I guess I have another red here. Do it very carefully, right? At least if this streaming thing doesn't work out someday, I can put amateur web developer on my resume. Add that to the list when if we ever have to go back out job seeking. Ooh. People Wrangler. God bless my wife wrangling Magic players during the open. They only want amateurs with 5+ years experience. I mean, I've been managing my personal websites for close to 5 years now, Ketter. I could put like 10 years of experience up there and have it be technically correct. What is it? My Bodhi Linux project is almost a decade old, and I've been managing the website for that for a while. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, hopefully Twitch chat will just keep me around. We'll just keep doing this for a while. Okay, so let's do this. And we're gonna pick the Adanto Vanguards, because if we high roll the Vanguards, they have to pay in advance. So we get a little roulette animation here. Great, down she goes. Rats, they rolled 3 this time. Definitely not gambling, right? Start with this and see where we go. Well, that's definitely a thing that's able to happen. I love Oreo. Thanks for 16 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card with this to start. See what else we pick up. We could draw Clarion, right? Clarion's marginally better. Just plan to find an answer to this with Fae of Wishes, I think. It's unfortunate he didn't roll 2 or 4. 3 was the worst for us. Yeah, I'm aware I can choose Haktos, but I'm gonna use Fae of Wishes to answer this. I don't want to depend on variants to answer this. I'm gonna just guaranteed answer it with Fae of Wishes, I believe. What's in our sideboard? Yeah, I have a Cleansing Nova in the sideboard. Okay, it's a good draw. Alright, so we smack them with this. And then we shatter, and if we're professional, we'll draw a Teferi with the shatter. We could die next turn. Actually, I might just be playing Fae of Wishes out here. Yeah, I think that's the play. Let's play this as a blocker. The survey can be found in the announcements channel on Discord. You'll have to scroll back up a little bit at this point, but it's linked in there. The Google form. Huh. That's actually great, because it's a random extra blocker. The counter on the Vanguard is a Haphazard Bombardment counter. On the scoreboard. On the scoreboard. You were told by Magic Twitter Winota is unbeatable. Decks like Winota and the people who complain about them being unbeatable really lets you peel back the onion and see who likes playing interactive Magic and who doesn't want to. Because the interactive decks are actually incredibly good against Winota. Easily the most hoops for a Lava Axe I've ever seen. It's funny because it's true. Going on a very slow start here, which bodes well for our hero. That is fair. Doomblade has not been playable for a while. I agree with that assessment.
Right on schedule. That's more like it.
Bye, friend. Gas Boros Charm, I guess.
Don't worry, I got this. This is hardly my work.
I'm gonna cast Yorion next turn, so Boros Charming them here seems fine. You got our hand has a lot of Boros Charms in it, you're not wrong. Great, cast Boros Charm. For those of you not familiar with why I'm calling this Boros Charm is a spell that deals 4 damage to my opponent, and because of their Adanto Vanguard here, it's effectively doming them for 4. Thus, Boros Charm. Prefer Terror to Doomblade? Wow! You prefer the strictly worse Doomblade? I agree. The control decks are very good against Winota. A couple of my buddies have been playing Sultai control to good success against Winota as well. Winota archetype is super beatable. Gas Boros Charm. Blink my birth, grab my last planes. Boros Charm has other modes, but you didn't hear that from me. It does theoretically have other modes, doesn't it? Yeah, and like the decks people are listening, they're saying like, okay, we got a decent Winota match. Those are the good, they're interactive decks. They're decks that have lots of ways to kill things. And Fae of Wishes is actually lethal here, right? Because I spent all my sweepers dealing 4 to them, this hits them for 4, then this hits them for 5 with the Jeskai Ultimatum. Opponent found the line that time. Switch out the lava coils and your girl aggro for red cap, which has been... There's still lava coils in my girl deck? God bless America, Hogland. Alright, I'm gonna fix that right now. I did so much stuff yesterday. I had a note to go through and fix everything, and I missed that one again still. I got all the black... I thought I did all the red cap decks already. You're super right that there should be a bunch of... Should be a bunch of red cap melees in the girl sideboard. All deck on the site has red cap in the board now. Opponent goes first, sure. Jeskai gates, but probably an okay hand altogether. Temple of Meletis, Land War Elves. You have my attention. Not my bits! I like my bits, opponent. Replenishing the bits. Thanks, Coots. Good quality beam. Interesting that they took Birth and not Mind Stone. I guess they valued not getting my other lands to come into play on tap, but this is an accelerant. Maybe they have like a Maelstrom Pulse or something to kill this turn. Yeah, I agree, Blue Fire. Red Cat Melee is a really well-designed card. I wish, upon a star, this sweeper. We're going to 9 after we get smacked this turn. 10. This is going to kill my Mind Stone. Trumpet, thanks for the 29 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. That Vraska makes a lot of sense why they took my birth. Goodbye, friends. It's a Phyrexian Arena. Yep. Man, really wanted to draw an untapped land there. So we can bombardment them. I'm gonna play one of these, probably hold the second to cycle. We'll see if they want to trade Vraska for Teferi here or not. They do not. Up to 5. So Haphazard Bombardment chooses non-enchantment permanents. So next turn, Bombardment's going to come down and pick their 3 lands and their Vraska. I'm gonna attack her just in case she doesn't get killed by the bombardment. Great. The firing squad let loose. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Wow! Hide your memes, chat. They're coming. They're coming for our memes. I'm gonna hold on to this land so that way we can pick Fae of Wishes back up with it. The worst part about playing this deck is people keep conceding before we can kill all of their lands. That's the worst part. People are just like, nah, dog, I'm out. We don't get to blow up all of their lands. Well, Snipe for food, thanks for the 37 months. It's a long time. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Maybe concessions should have a mana cost. You can't just bail out whatever you want. How would they pay the concession cost without lands? That's the point. That's the point. We get to turn 3 tutor for fires. Normally I make people buy me dinner before I show them my Bits opponent. I guess I'll make a special exception for you. Yeah, I mean, lots of cards in Magic change the core principles of Magic, Monterey. What people mean when they complain companions change a core principle of Magic, what they actually mean is they change a different part, they change Magic in a new way. The ways in which all these older cards change Magic, they're used to, so those are fine. Okay.
Civilization has crept too far. Tear it down.
Tear it down!
Stomping time.
Stomping time. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Chev here. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the Truffle Shuffle. And we'll play Yorion. And we'll blink this. I would much rather get rid of their Midnight Reaper than their Chev, I think. But this way I get to take the counter off their Chev. Although I suppose, I can bounce now. Would I rather get rid of this because it has Death Touch? Yeah, maybe I'd rather get rid of this because it has Death Touch. Yeah, that's probably the line. Not a bad turn, all things considered. I keep forgetting if we're for or against the companion mechanic here. I think the people that act like the companions as a whole, as a mechanic, are too good, are idiotic at best. I think judging an entire mechanic based on Yorion and Luris is nonsense. It's like judging every Planeswalker based on Jace the Mind Sculptor and Oko. Obviously, those two are overtuned. But just because those two are overtuned doesn't mean the mechanic as a whole is bad. Fire in the hole!
This might be a bad idea.
Yeah, Yorion's deck building restriction was too trivial. Is largely an issue. Yorion should have been 30 or 40 additional cards. Before I turned on VPNs, bits were pricier and not NA. Wild into the frozen sky. Thanks for the support, and yeah, I'll get those added to the human sec after I'm done today. I'm going to do my best to get through everything in the deck queue before Tiny Hooglet gets here, but obviously, when exactly she gets here is largely outside of my control. Yeah, Teferi's actually fine here.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Yeah, things like my frame updater getting updated are what I have on my to-do list for when I go on leave. So I'm not gonna like obviously I won't be live, but like I'll still have time to get some stuff done. So like porting that, for example, would be something I'm interested in doing. I wasn't done blowing up your lands yet, opponent. Come back. You find a substitute streamer. Woo! Playable borderless cards. Playable borderless cards. Finally. Finally, the ugly stains are no more. I think you swapped the meme deck with the good one by accident. Something like that. Sweet memes are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Do 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 do. Yeah, I am going to wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see what they ban on Monday, obviously, before I add any more historic decks to my website. But if this archetype's still all legal come Monday, I'm gonna add this one up there, I think. Jam4, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Curious Obsession's a good way to unmulligan here. I will be very upset if they ban something from Winota. I am really hoping that I'm really hoping that them announcing changes in Historic as well is them preemptively banning something out of Jeskai that they're also banning in Standard. That's my hope. Dear opponent, please don't pierce me. Please don't pierce me. Yeah. I, shatter of the sky. Do 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 do. 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 December Black, thanks for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think we're boarding in the disputes here. They're an aggro deck, but they're like mostly mono blue. Trim a couple of our more expensive things. I think I've done the Diamond in the Sky parody before. That's not one of my super regular ones. Yeah, I really hope that Agent eats it in both formats. I'm hoping that that's the change to Historic. That changes Historic's eating it here as well. Please tell me it's been fun, Bob. Yeah, we've played good games. We both won and lost. If this deck doesn't get anything banned out of it, or if they only ban Teferi, I'm gonna add this one to the website come Monday. What are your thoughts on Jeskai Luris? I noticed it's not on the website. Look again, it's on the website. And for those of you that haven't seen my wonderful website, Jeskai Luris, what if we pull this up? I'm looking for Jeskai decks. Red, white, and blue, all power levels. Let's hit search. Wait, oh no. Oh no. What? My search, oh no. Did I miss a tag? Did I miss a tag? Is it not up there? It's Jeskai Tempo. It's right there. Is it not tagged properly? It's right there. See, this is what I'm talking about, chat. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I forgot to tag it with the colors. Have any of the tags appropriately? I should probably make sure I don't time out here, though. What am I doing? I'm casting a Teferi. Ah, yes. Bugs on the live demo. Yeah, exactly. You couldn't find it in the search because I messed it up. High potential, aggro, and tempo.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
All right, blue, red, white. Find decks. Yay! Jeskai tempo. Look at that. Look at that. Yay! Technology. Grey Wolf, thank you for the 12 months of support. I appreciate the entire year. Don't bully the new mods. Play nice.
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint.
So one of the limitations I ran into with WordPress was I originally had everything set up via WordPress categories, but the search tool I'm using can't search multiple category groups simultaneously, so I had to change them from categories to custom taxonomies, and I forgot to move that one from one to the other. Ooh, that's a good draw. So I think with that draw, I actually do this, and then I do this, and I have Mystic Dispute up. Another part of me wonders, like, we haven't actually blown up that many lands. Like, a lot of the games that we're winning, I need to build out a WordPress website for my wife, and those words you just used gave me anxiety. I need to be fair, putting a base website up in WordPress is super easy. It's when you get into things like indexing and needing it to be searchable via the search menu that things get messy. There's a reason why I had neglected to organize the stuff on my site by category and make it searchable for a while. It took me several hours to pin it all out down yesterday. Canuck, thanks for the 11 months. I mean, all of those what you see is what you get things are super trivial to do if you're just doing basic things. This is my 1/4. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Your personal website was a $15 theme I customized and hosted on GitHub.io for free. Nice. Yep. Is it easy to clone for standard when it gets unborked? I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to go through the effort of making deck pages for standard again. When they fix standard, I'm definitely going to play standard on stream again. But, like,
That's more like it.
it's so much effort and energy and paying for banners on top of effort and energy. It costs me actual dollars. And I feel like Wizards needs to re-earn my trust. I feel like before I'm willing to invest anything into putting stuff like that into standard, anything related to standard, they need to show me that they can keep standard not crap for a couple of cycles. I feel like they haven't shown me that so far, that they're capable of doing that. Yeah, I agree. It feels like GRN standard and RNA standard were the exception more than the rule. And we've had more issues than good formats in recent memory. That's not really particularly close. I'm going to attack them for 1 and then shatter here. Light them up. They're on fire. Oh ho 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 do 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 do. Again, we're pre-boarded for aggro. If we're not boarding in, dispute and veto are our win conditions here. Or aren't our win conditions, are our cards that we board in that aren't the wish package. God, this is such a jaded take on why Wizards does the ban list the way they do, and I love it. It seems like they've designed their ban list announcements to give insiders time to profit before taking it to the general public. Man, that's probably super tinfoil hatty, but like, there's definitely some loose slips that people could make profit off of. There's money to be made there. Magic cards are not cheap. Like, I mean, there's a reason, like, it's like before Pioneer got announced, right? Like, a bunch of Pioneer staples got bought up before that was a format. And, like, Magic is insider trading that's not illegal, right? Like, it's perfectly legal to insider trade Magic the Gathering cards. There's no regulations on it. I really hope they concede to this because I don't have much else going on. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. You love to see it, chat. Opponent confirmed, not ghosting. Opponent confirmed, not ghosting. Let's start an MTG Ethics Commission. Hard pass. Or if you do, I want no part of it. Do I want a second do I want a second birth here? Oh, I don't have a planes to go get. That's unfortunate. Grab binding here. We can go fires into binding next turn. It's up for the gameplay state for the karaoke. God bless Elliot. I try. And with the Yorion, I can even just binding this now. And then flip it to something else later. Hot take 2, Watch a business of Mars correct to point out their whales. And not having products for those whales is a poor business decision. Yeah, I agree, Bob. I think there's also something to be said. So, while I agree with you that there's whales and WotC should definitely have products for whales, I think where I would disagree with Morrow is that the problem with Wizards is that their core formats are often only targeted. They have entire formats that are only targeted at whales. So they're saying if you're not a whale, formats with fetch lands aren't for you. And in my opinion, and again, there's a good chance this is wrong or their data shows something else, products like secret layers are what should be targeted at whales, whereas accessibility to the formats in general should be targeted at normal people. Being able to play Modern or be able to play Pioneer should be something normal people get to do, in my opinion. Things like secret layers should be targeted at whales, not just format access in general. I wish, upon a star. Arena has been incredible for me because I couldn't even afford to play meta decks in Standard without it. I love being able to play good and true competitive decks. Yep. And honestly, that's going to be one of the best things about Pioneer, is when Pioneer comes to Arena, you're going to be able to access that format with the economy that you have here on Magic Arena. It'll be very easy to get lots of Pioneer decks to play. Zero % chance that happens, Avada Gori. I think what COVID's going to do is, I think we're going to see COVID accelerate the eventual death of competitive paper Magic. But something that you need to be painfully aware of is that competitive paper Magic has never been the biggest selling point for Magic. Casual Magic, Commander, stuff like that has been the driving force behind keeping Magic alive as a paper card game for decades now. And the competitive component of Magic moving to digital doesn't mean paper Magic's going anywhere. I'm new to Magic. Do all games go do nothing and then opponent concedes? When you're playing Jeskai, yes. I think things like F&M, You'll still be able to play lots of great formats there. I think smaller regional tours like SCG and Nerd Rage Gaming, we'll see those still be a thing down the line when it's safe to get large groups of people together again like that. But I would genuinely not be surprised if we see things like Grand Prix go the way of the dodo. You're a bit of a whale and you love the Secret Lair products at the same time. You bought the IQR collector box and it felt meh. Sure, but like not all whale products have to appeal to every whale, right? I think the Raid Shadow Legends game that I play is like does a really good job of having like different packs to appeal to different types of whales, and Magic should do the same. It's definitely the heart of the paper game, Ghosted, for sure. Nah, selling cards directly is way less profitable. Avogate. They make an incredible amount of money from the random part of the game. There's no way they give that up. There's actual 0% chance. I think I want to Shatter here rather than Storm's Wrath because they don't draw a card right now from the Shatter. Yeah, I agree, Haskell. And honestly, I think that was incredibly smart on Wizards of the Coast part. I think rebranding away from Grand Prix to Magic Fest was very, very smart. I think it was a good move on Wizards of the Coast part. I'm going to get rid of the Embercleave here, just bind that up. No, there's reserve list cards on Magic the Gathering Online. Explain it like I'm 5. I've never been to a Grand Prix Magic Fest. Can someone explain what the rebranding was about? So, Grand Prix is the name of the primary Magic tournament played at a Magic Fest. So they basically the rebranding was them trying to pitch these as conventions as opposed to just a big tournament. So there's a lot more to do at a Grand Prix than just playing in the main event. There's artists and vendors and lots of side events to play Commander and lots of other different formats and stuff at. Stuff like that, basically. It's a convention, yeah. Clarion had been better because of Questing Beast, so I prioritized holding Clarion because Clarion doesn't kill either of my O4s, whereas Storm's Wrath does. That's the reason why I sequenced it the way that I did. This stream is no way sponsored or endorsed by Magic Fest, but channel Fireball if you're out there. Alright, so I think we're going jump block here, pick this up, Storm's Wrath next turn. Hang Duran, thanks for the half year, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, that makes sense, Red Link. They're so credit where credit is due. Wizards of the Coast has had a very tempered and reasonable response to COVID, in my opinion, and they seem to be putting the safety of their players above making events and things happen as soon as possible, which is very good. I'm glad to see that. And I think based on how conservative they've been with risk exposure for their customers, I would expect Magic Fests are not going to be happening anytime soon. I would like to gain 5 life next turn. Thank you. Was it a free block with Fae instead of the wall? Nope. Fae, their Girl Spellmaker has trample. Is Nick tricking people into thinking it's just Kailuka? Quite possibly. I also, part of my thoughts here, sounds good, Thump, is that, like, we've built Jeskai control as a whole is just good enough that, like, it doesn't matter if we mess our deck up with a couple of wonky enchantments, we can, like, still win because Jeskai control with fires is good. Subtle Oxidation, let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, like, we're not actually killing lands, right? Like, people are just, like, packing it up long before then. Like, Fires and the Jeskai control shell are just, like, both very reasonable. Fae of Wishes has actually been genuinely good. So even hopefully they axe Agent of Treachery in this format, and then there's still a sweet Jeskai control deck to explore. As long as Agent is around, I don't think you want Jeskai Luka, or I don't think you want to play anything other than Jeskai Luka. Do you rank up fast if your opponent concedes? You do not. Alright, so Teferi's gonna get to reach into their fridge and eat their leftovers here, which is nice. If Agent dies, what do we Luka? Big dinos? So, in Standard, the best Luka thing will be Godzilla, Doom Inevitable, and in Historic, it'll be Godzilla or Ulamog. Fight me IRL. I don't think I'll fight you, but I will give you a sword so you can fight some people in chat. Thanks for the entire year of support. Heathen! Thanks for the entire year, folks. I appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back.
This isn't a fight you can win. I'll protect you.
I see you, Mari. I see you. How many commands are there just for timeouts? Enough. Or maybe not enough, depending on how you look at it. The oven here is going to make it tricky to Ixalan's binding this, which is unfortunate. Do I...
Got time.
Do we just go get Cage? Jack Dorsey donated Andrew Yang $5 million to try out UBI. Sure, God bless. I'm just grabbing Cage here. Yeah, Fae of Wishes Jeskai control's actually kind of sweet. Having utility to do things like this in this format seems great. Mythic yesterday was Sultai Nexus. I gotta tell you, it's bad. Nice, James. Oh. Yeah, but Crocs is gonna kill me, fam. Probably want to kill Crocs, though. MTG released a new survey. Let me know if it has a content creator option in it. I'll plug the crap out of it if there's a content creator box. Dear Watsy, you want me to shill any of your surveys for free? Just put one question on it about content creators. I will send the masses in your direction. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting I can grant it at instant speed. I should be better about that. Do people struggle against Fielded? I think having a card in your sideboard for against Fielded is fine. Like we have a Virulent Plague, for instance. Nah, it doesn't have to include me. It just needs to have an extra free answer section. Although I did get my own bubble last time they had one. Thoughts on including main board, Bojuka Bog, and field. I think main board Bojuka Bog's very good when you have a way to tutor it up with something like Golos or Knight of the Reliquary. I think it's mediocre and bad when you don't. I think just like putting Bojuka Bog in Yarok field, for example, is not something I would do. That's why it's not on the list on my site. However, putting it in Golos decks is super reasonable. All right, we're up here today. Oh, sorry, had a little Jeffception. I really need to figure out my audio routing so that doesn't happen. I had a reasonable engagement with someone who claimed to be a conservative in my YouTube comments, and then they came right back and decided to get told. The response they came back with was a bunch of lame both sidesism that has no basis in reality, so they can pound sand and get deleted from my YouTube section. You're someone who's new to Hoaglandia and you're not familiar with the term both sidesism. It's saying toxic crap like, well, they're all the same with regards to the GOP and the Democratic Party, when that's just blatantly incorrect. You know, neoliberals are not my ideal politicians, but they're pretty far off of fascists. Pretty far off of science-denying, racist fascists. AKA enlightened centrism, it's conservatism, LARPing is centrism. Correct. Correct. Yeah, maybe, James. Like, I mentioned this earlier, I'm going to... One of the nice things about organizing the website by power level is it gives me more flexibility to add extra decks up here. Like, decks that people like playing, like Ulamog Ramp and stuff that might not be tier 1, but are sweet, can get added up here under, like, the fan favorites or the meme section. Whereas, like, before I had it broken up, I was a little bit more selective, trying to keep things more competitive. Meme. There's literally going to be a category just called meme. Where it's just like, this deck's not remotely competitive, but it like does this really novel thing that you try to accomplish. Got through 25% of the survey, grew up. Yep. Wizards of the Coast surveys are not like Hoaglandia surveys. They are an extreme test of survey-taking endurance. Where would you put Flare? Probably in the meme category. I think we're going to get to that one tomorrow or Saturday, assuming my offspring doesn't arrive before then. Yeah, Christie's 36.5 weeks. And most babies are pretty healthy by 37 weeks. I've never completed a watch day survey. About halfway into the endeavor, it starts feeling like I signed up for a second job. Yep. When you board in counter magic, do you board out fires? No, you don't board out the fires, Guzzy. Usually you just bring it in matchups where the counter magic's extra good and your sweepers are extra bad. A lot of the time when you're boarding in counter spells in this deck, you're doing it to counter their counters on your turn as well. And remember, you can still play counters on your turn with fires out. When am I starting my break? Whenever my child is born, Mitsu. Me heading off deck submissions at the pass is just because I already have 23 decks in the queue. If Haley seems like she's taking her sweet time, I'll just fill in some extra decks myself off the website. Just discarding Birth here. So I don't take damage. Drop bump Treasure Flare. Sounds good. Fire and Fury. Oh, Mirrormade does copy Stone, doesn't it? Huh. It's a good catch. I wasn't thinking about that. Gosh, it lets me cycle this? I think I'm doing that. In my head, this only copied enchantments, but it definitely copies. Definitely copies artifacts too. Catch. Sounds good, Golgari. They only have 2 cards in their bin, including this cat, so Croxo's not coming back anytime soon just yet. They really need like a Citrus supplier here. Yeah, I think Language should be a sweet sweeper. I'm looking forward to Crux of Fate, I think is a card that could potentially see some play in this format too. 5 mana unconditional black sweeper. Opponent playing around a sweeper here, not wanting to play the Lurrus out. Kind of surprised to not see them like Lurrus plus Croxamame. Clarion, my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are gone. We're gonna cage the cat, it won't bounce no more. Do 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 do. Oh, I could have floated a mana with Mind Stone and then blinked it for an extra mana. Should have done that. That's fine. Probably just cycling Triome here too. Probably bouncing Fae of Wishes to eventually get my Haphazard Bombardment going. Start killing some lands. Are we gonna hit Mythic by mistake today? I don't know, the Bant Enchantments deck coming up here might hammer us back down. I think I'm gonna be done with this one for the day. The deck was very successful in the games that we played, and I feel like the deck was reasonable, but I kind of feel like as far as what the archetype was trying to do is concerned, we turned this too much into a control deck, and we didn't really destroy land. So from a land destruction perspective, I feel like we were unsuccessful. We broke our opponent's will to keep playing the game long before we got to destroying lands. People were conceding before we started playing these, which was sad. Someone asking, how do we win if people don't concede? You can attack with Yorion, or the correct way to win if they don't concede is you get Clear the Mind from your sideboard, and you shuffle your graveyard back into your deck, and then you get your second Clear the Mind to put the first Clear the Mind back into your deck, and eventually you deck your opponent by killing all their lands and casting copies of Clear the Mind. That's the optimal way to win with this deck. Unfortunately, opponents were giving up long before we were able to execute that in any of our matches. All right, I'm going to hit a quick ad break while everything's set up and flipped over. My client restarted, but when we get back, we are going to kick the tires on this kind of sweet little brew here. We've got an Enchantment Umari the Collector deck. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for hanging out today, folks.